Hey, this is Notser, and this is Untitled. For this week, we're going to be talking about German battleships, and I'm not going to be breaking any NDAs, but I will be discussing the content for the channel and streaming, and how the German battleships might be a part of it. Of course, they're going to be a part of it. We will also be discussing Warthunder, because they just teased a naval component, and it's not what I expected. Finally, I will be discussing World of Warcraft Legion and the launch event. I've been having so much fun with it. I would really like a lot of games to do it. Some sort of special one-time event where the player feels involved in what's going on moment to moment in the story or the content up and coming. Now, don't get the wrong idea. None of this content is going to be relevant other than superficial, cosmetic, in about 2 or 3 weeks. But even having cosmetic rewards that are themed around the content release, it's pretty fun. It's really fun. And I could see something where maybe World of Warships allowed you to unlock maybe German-specific flags that you could then use on your German battleships or whatever you wanted, and it would just be, take out the German cruiser line and devastate your enemy, or something a little bit more unique. Maybe you're looking for a specific type of kill that's themed around something that might have happened in history. I don't know. Either way, it's really exciting. But first, let's talk about those German battleships. So, German battleships, of course. They're coming. I can't say when, but they wouldn't give it to press if it wasn't fairly close. We don't do any real testing. They pretty much go to me and they say, alright, Notser, you get to try these ships, and you can't release any content on it, of course. You can't discuss it, but you can get some footage for later. And I go, oh, this is awesome. Alright, I'll be right on it. What about this ship's... Oh, you don't want to? What about this awesome... No, you don't care what I have to say? Just make the video? Okay. It's completely fine. I mean, I'm not here to talk about the numbers. The only thing they really probably gather is my average win rate in a ship, average damage, that sort of thing. They probably take all the stats and they just shove it in something, and they say, okay, it's performing within acceptable bounds, and acceptable to them would probably be 45 to 55% win rate in a general sense. Now, can there be one way higher, way lower? Yeah. We gotta account for all skill level. And I would hope that my skill level is on the upper end of most of these ships when they're testing. At least I hope so, because some of them are like, ugh. This is pretty crazy. Like the Scharnhorst. I really like the ship. I perform very well with that ship. Easily getting 90 to 100,000 points of damage pretty much every game. And that is pretty impressive when you look at the average damage done per battle of tier 10s in the 50s to 75,000 range. That accounts for everyone, though. Even when you load in, you get 0 damage, right? So you can't just look at it and say, well, Notser, you're performing too well or too poorly. They've already accounted for this. There are people that probably average 150,000 per battle in the Scharnhorst. Now, I would like to meet them because that's pretty impressive, I think. But my experience with the ship, it's a day one buy. I will be buying it. I love the ship. It fits me like a glove. I value the turret traverse, the rate of fire, the detectability of the ship itself, because it is a smaller ship. It's not as big as the Tirpitz, of course. So it does have a little bit better concealment factor. But yes, the Bismarck, it's right up there, super radar. Everyone is probably going to release content on it because it's just so famous. But what other ships are you interested in seeing from the German battleship line? Now, obviously, the tier 10 is going to be on the list, but let's face it, most of you are not going to see the tier 10. You're not going to sniff the tier 10 for a long time. So just be prepared. Within reason, I would say. I think the best strategy is to find a ship that you feel like you have a good understanding of that tier, and then you can see a video and feel like you have gained more knowledge. Because you can say, oh, the Congo's this, the New York's this, the Texas is this, and this is this. I do, however, agree that since the Scharnhorst has been shown off, it would only make sense to show off the other ship in the class, and that is the Gneisenau. Now, it does have a different caliber. I think I can say that right. I can say stats, just straight up stats. And how does that change the performance? Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. We'll find out. So yeah, the German battleships are coming, of course. The intent for me is when I can, I'm going to be running a stream that day. Whatever day that happens to be, there's going to be a stream celebrating the German Battleship NDA dropping, and I'm going to be playing the hell out of them. Hopefully you enjoy that. And I expect that everyone's going to want to see that. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I do know whether it's on a day I stream or not, I intend to stream for the German Battleship line. Now, I intend to stream no matter what day it is, and I will try and target my 2 to 7 Eastern time. I might extend it a little bit. We'll have to see how excited everyone is, but it will be an event worth participating in. And I can't really say anything else. Just know that at some point, the German Battleship NDA will be released, and I will be able to share tons of information. On that day, I intend to stream. I will try to remind you as soon as I possibly can, but I just can't tell you the day right now. Okay? I'm trying to get you jacked up for the German Battleship line. Get enthusiastic. I will answer as many questions as you have, and it will be really fun. That's enough German battleships. Let's talk about Warthunder naval content. And they teased what they call Knights of the Sea, whatever that means. We're talking medieval knights, and we are not controlling ships. We will be controlling, as players, boats. And patrol torpedo boats, to be specific for the Americans. I don't know if there's anything else. For the Soviet Union, some weird tank boat has a turret from a tank, maybe a T-34. I don't know. It looked like a tank gun that was stuck on a boat. Okay, that's all I can say. You can buy these right now. They give you access to the closed beta. Whenever that's actually live, I will be testing it as soon as possible, and I can justify the cost because at the end of the day, if it's completely terrible, the interest level will of course be very high to protect yourself from wasting money. I will make back what I spent. So just consider that. I will be showing it off as soon as I possibly can. I will tell you exactly how the controls play, what I'm looking to do, how fun is it. Everything that I can share, I will share, and I'm kind of excited now. Warthunder is very grindy, just like every other free-to-play game at this point, and trying to play that, it just felt like I was doing the same thing again. I was grinding through tanks, trying to get tanks, and I liked it. I felt like it was really fun, but it's just so much time commitment, right? You got to either invest a lot of money or a lot of time, and I just don't have either one of those. The gameplay is too familiar for me to really feel like I'm getting something completely fresh. And you know what? I think the boats that they're going to put in, I think it's going to be completely fresh, because you are not doing that right now in World of Warcraft. So I'm excited to at least test it out and share my thoughts. I wish I knew more and I could share more, but what I've seen is exactly what you've seen. a video, a couple screenshots, and FAQs. And the video was basically these ships in the water with some humans. They were going towards an objective, not a big boat, not a small boat. It was probably a cruiser, maybe a destroyer. And they send the torpedoes, they cut it. Then the boat is blowing up, they cut it again, and they're moving off or something like that. You didn't actually see player versus player combat per se. So it's vague for a reason. Just a teaser to get you to pre-order. Please don't ever pre-order. Alright, let's get to World of Warcraft Legion. Now, for those who don't know, World of Warcraft, Blizzard, it's the Warcraft universe. There are some really bad people in Warcraft. One of them is the Burning Legion. Their stated goal, destroy all life in the universe. Can you believe that goal? So they've tried to destroy all life on Azeroth, the main place in World of Warcraft. Demon Hunters were introduced. This is a Demon Hunter right now. Think of a Demon Hunter as taking the power of their enemy and using it against them. They are much more angry, hateful. They'll lose a part of their soul because of this, but they will be able to fight their enemy in combat on a level playing field. So it's pretty interesting. And what they've done for Legion in the launch event is fantastic, quite frankly. It's about a month long, and the demon invasion is working through a level of destruction threat that is unseen in the history of this game. Now, some of you are going, okay, I don't really care. But what it is doing is getting people to play content that, quite frankly, is already old. You know, they're making you, or they're encouraging you to play through old content, but they're giving you rewards in cosmetics. Now, there is some power reward, but it's completely irrelevant when the actual content comes out. What if World of Warships was able to do that in a similar manner? I have been talking about, and the developers have discussed, the idea that they would have some sort of hull number decal system. Something to really customize each ship individually. And I think that is a fantastic idea. I would love to see that level of customization. And I think, cosmetically, there's nothing wrong with giving you a month to earn something that will only cosmetically change the way your ship or your character or whatever appears to the game or people around you. And I think if we could just theorize for a second, the German Battleship line is announced, okay? It's coming soon. There is a mission. Maybe the mission goes a month long. Maybe it goes 2 months long, you know? Maybe they have an entry, the battleships come out, and then an exit, and it's sort of protection for if they slip on content being released. But the general idea is that you have themed content that encourages you to think about whatever is coming out. In this case, it's Legion on screen. They're really bad people, and they like the color green, basically. In World of Warships, the German battleships, what does that entail? Well, maybe we've got to think about tanking damage. Maybe secondaries are a priority. Stuff like that. And the reward could be some unique German flags that you could put on your ship. It would be purely cosmetic, or it could even be, 5% faster XP earned in a German battleship. Just something to keep people excited to participate in the content and to really nail down the idea that you are participating in an event celebrating the launch of the German battleships, or maybe the German destroyers. I always like the mission system. I don't like it when they encourage you to kill steal, obviously, but there are so many forms of rewarding a player for an action they take in game, and I just think it would be cool. It's worked out fantastic in Legion. I mean, it really has. Everyone, I think pretty much everyone, has enjoyed the content because it makes you feel like, yes, this is an imminent thing coming. You could even use the super testers and the press as a means to deliver that content. You know, maybe you see this German battleship in combat, and if you were participating, you get access to something, a flag or whatever, and if you wear that flag, there's really no reason to wear it until you get a German battleship. But if you wear it, and if someone kills you, then it sort of cascades away from you, and it spreads throughout the community. I just think it would be really cool if more companies would try and celebrate the launch of content for the players to enjoy, not just for media to enjoy, because quite frankly, I get way more satisfaction out of this stuff leading up to it than you do. You get just a taste of what's to come. I get the whole package. I get to show it to you. Hopefully you enjoy it. I wish I could let you play it. I really do, but it's not up to me. Obviously, the only thing I can do is try and give you my thoughts when available. And yes, I'm sorry. I felt like dancing. I really did. And yeah, it's the dance from Napoleon Dynamite, if if you recognize it. But yeah, I just think this has been the best event celebrating the launch of content in my entire history of playing video games. I really enjoyed the Kamikaze R stuff. I know that takes a lot of effort, but I think it's important that you try and give players this this mission that is outside of just earning ships. That's a great mission to have, but for some of us, we've already earned them. So yeah, I want a premium ship. That would be nice. That's probably the last thing we'll ever see, just because it takes a lot of effort. They're very far behind on how fast they would like to get this. You know, maybe they'd like to get a little bit more variety in all 4 different classes. But eventually there will be a premium ship that you can earn through missions. I think they've already done it with a couple, and that's cool. But I just want more content like that. I think flags are great. I think decals eventually will be, or decals. I love it. I used to watch a guy who was in Japan, and he spoke English, and he decals. They're decals. Well, as an American, they're decals. But stuff like that would just be great. Now, what questions did you ask me last week? Would you consider showing yourself on a camera? During the stream sometimes, it would be good to associate a face with a voice. So this is how I see a stream. I see a stream as a way to celebrate the game, be about the game, but I am commenting over to either answer questions that might come up in the moment or express my failures or my success. And it really does feel good to be able to actively communicate with you in chat. I really like that back and forth. I wouldn't want a camera on screen during combat. There are parts of the game that I just feel like they're more important than me. Now, that could be the wrong way to look at it. There are great, fantastic reactions that you can get from someone actually playing the game. But for now, I don't even have a camera to share what I look like. And whenever I do this stuff, I am so ragged, okay? I would need to really look the part. I would need to get some shirts that are ship-related, or maybe just wear nice shirts. You can do that too, Notser. You could just wear nice clothing. But yeah, eventually, absolutely. During the downtime, probably. But during the game itself, I'm leaning towards no camera at this point. We'll see. We'll see. Question: should I buy the Scharnhorst? And I would say, if you are going to invest a lot of time in the German line and you don't already have a German premium, I think it makes good business sense to retrain your commander so you don't have to deal with bad commanders. The best thing you can do, and this just goes in general, is you get a premium for a faction. 1 Japanese, 1 American, 1 Soviet, 1 German. And what you do is you take that commander, that cruiser or that battleship commander in the case of the Germans, you move it up consistently, and you don't need to invest credits, you don't need to invest doubloons. you can just take the premium ship, you can put in the commander, retrain it in the premium, and gain a lot of credits while you're doing it. I think it's very hard to run a deficit when you are in a premium ship. I think it's really hard. And I think in the case of the Scharnhorst, it's so consistent in its damage output that it would be a no-brainer if you're looking at a premium ship to be able to fund every other activity in the game. It really does feel fantastic. I can't tell you how much it is meshing well with my playstyle. My concealment, my exploiting the weaknesses of the enemy, getting around the map quickly, supporting the flank, going after destroyers, high rate of fire. The turrets traverse very quickly. It's a very fast ship. Is it the best, most armored ship? Absolutely not. But it really feels great, and if I was investing a lot of time in the German Battleship, I would absolutely make a purchase. Now, the most important thing, they list how long the ship will be on sale in their store. Just take a quick check, see if it's available, how long it's going to be available, and then decide, I have this much time. I should consider, and then come back. That's what I do. That's what you should do. I'm doing that right now with the Warthunder stuff. I have about 10 days to decide if I'm going to make the purchase. I didn't immediately buy it. I don't know which one I want. If I want both or one, we don't know yet. Someone asked, are you willing to stream on the weekend? Absolutely. And in fact, I should make it a normal scheduled day. What works well for you? This is all about you, the viewers, and coming and enjoying the stream. I try, at least if someone had a bad experience, you know, they went to a stream and it seemed like that person was ignoring them. I try to not ignore, at least I hope so. You can ask people that have been there what they think of the stream, and I think that would be very helpful for anyone who's maybe apprehensive. You know, I don't know if it's for me. I've never done streaming. What I try to do is I play ships that maybe you don't own, or maybe you want to see, and during the play, I either exclaim my success, I suffer in my failure as the chat enjoys it immensely. Maybe I run into an island, 2 or 3. It's about having fun. You know, we all enjoy a game, games, sports, whatever, Olympics, you name it. It's just having fun with people that are semi-like-minded. I will admit that not everything about Twitch is approachable, but my channel is. You can come in, say hello to me. I will try to pronounce your name. I will at least acknowledge the hey or the whatever, and I really enjoy it. It's really fun for me. And yeah, absolutely. We're going to do a weekend stream, and we'll make it weekly. I promise you we'll do that. And the final question, what games do you enjoy? And this was related to Overwatch, but I'll expand it. I basically own every Blizzard game, every Valve software game. I do enjoy Overwatch, I just don't have the time to get good with it. I can't do the ranked. The ranked is not in a spot that I would feel like it is ready. It's just too easy to avoid. I guess that's the best way to put it. It takes too much time. It's too serious at times. Other games that I enjoy, all the Halos. My only gripe there is that it's on a console. It really is frustrating to play a game with a controller, and no, there's just a better control scheme if they would just let you play it there, and hopefully Microsoft is learning. I really do hope they're doing that. I will buy every Halo until the end of time if it is released on the PC. I just will. I love the story. I love the idea that you could get invested. It's the same with history. History is the story of us. I love that sort of thing. I couldn't experience it, but I try and put myself in the position of these people. It's real stories, but it's still stories that I can get invested in, hear for the first time, and just discover new, interesting things about the world, about what I'm controlling or using in these games. I love it. Played all the Call of Duties until the most recent ones. I basically stopped having any interest in it when it went modern. It just was boring. I love World War II. I just felt like they did a better job of telling a story. All the Medal of Honors, I enjoyed those. Granted, I also didn't like it when they went modern. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I love strategy games. It's always fun. I did not purchase No Man's Sky. The PC port reviews were just so horrible. I just couldn't touch it. I can't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to wait until they actually fix it before I consider purchase. It's just too expensive. $60, and the field of view sliders don't work. It crashes. It hitches like constant. And the content that is there is not as substantial as some $30 games. So yeah, you're more paying for these brand new ideas and systems they put in place. Now someone actually has to make that game that I want. That Star Trek game where I can be the captain of the Enterprise or whatever ship, take it on military missions of discovery, and just perform amazing knowledge gathering, amazing environmental exploration. I just want a game like that with a lot of depth and control and enjoyment. I don't care about, future content in a lot of these games where they have such a generic story where it's like some bad person got hold of some end of the world tool or bomb or whatever, and we have to stop them. Oh, and we get double-crossed at some point. Oh, it's just so generic. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. History and well-developed stories. That's what I look for. I hope you enjoyed all of this. I know it's, you're going everywhere. It's just casual. You get to know me. I get to know you. You get to ask questions. I get to answer questions and discuss what I want to do for the channel. I hope it's all enjoyable. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.